Let's go! And this is the Underground. World News Live. Skibby, Steely. As always, right out the gate, thank you. Much love. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let's get the 5x5 in. Hopefully it's clear. And Cindy, thank you. Counting the day, thank you for the coffees. My mom's name's Cindy. Much love to everybody out there. Pure Bloods. Salutes. Everybody that fights the good fight. Paisley. Holy Ghost is telling me that there are folk in the chat who don't know Jesus. Hey, well, pray strong, stay strong, as Hoodie Ross always says. Pray for him. I'm always trying to drop the news and then on the back end show people the way out, so to speak. They either want it or they don't. You can't force nothing on nobody, but I'm here to do the work of the Most High. And for those that are seeking it, let them know that there is a way. And yeah, well, much love to everybody out there. Good evening. All praise to the Most High. And I can't thank you guys enough again for all the super chats, Steely, Paisley, Skeepy, and the support out the gate. If you got anything you want to get to me at any time, it's dabu7@yahoo.com is the email. And try to please send me something in the title. Let me know what's going on with it. Don't just send me a link because I don't click on them, don't open them. So, all that appreciated. And thank you, eFit. It's good to see everybody out there. And thank you for the feedback. Going to start off here. I got a wide array of stuff to cover. We're going to start off with space and SpaceX. The moon. Last time I showed you what looked to be great video of this impact. Falcon 9 upper stage. SpaceX crashed into the sun or into the moon. And it left a crater like something hit. Because there's a dark crater you can see here now. Only thing I don't get is why there's a lack of really good footage. It's like the very first footage we got, it came off of RT and it showed it in the right position. It showed everything. I've just been waiting for more and I haven't seen any more, which is super suspect. I've seen some grainy stuff like this. I think I got this on another shot here as well. There is a mark, there is a scar that wasn't there before. I'll play this one. You can just see a bit of a plume kind of pop up right there. But that's nothing like the first bit of footage that we got to see. Got a piece here I'm gonna play.
And liftoff. Go Falcon, go Starlink.
It says images appear to show this, and you can tell that in this spot beforehand, there's a different color, different shade. It does look like something happened here. This was the Einstein crater on the moon's western limb.
Ignition.
Before and after.
And liftoff. Go Falcon, go Starlink.
And it was a piece of one of those massive rockets that slammed into it. Now, they knew about this for some time. Because whenever
there's no doubt in my mind that
I didn't know he was jumping in there like that. Whenever these objects start to go into motion, going around and around, they can get a bead on what it's doing. What in the world? Just had something in the sky flash me. What the fuck was that? I just had something in the sky right to the right of me, at the side of my eye, my peripheral, just flash, like a camera flash. That was nuts. It's never ending around here, huh? Anyhow, if I get more footage on that impact, I will make sure to share it. And if you guys got anything on it, let me know, because I'm interested to know what's going on. I had cloudy skies, so I couldn't catch it the way I wanted to. John Boy. On to the next one. Wildfires. We've got a bunch. I don't even call them wildfires in the end, because they're not. They're not the... I don't believe this stuff is just sparking up naturally. It has to be natural to be a wildfire. Per se. If somebody did it, then it's like arson. You know? I don't know. I'm just saying it's different. It's like wildfire, I associate with natural, in a fire, a massive fire, arson. I don't care how big it is. Whole forest is on fire. Still, somebody lit it. That's arson. Now, we also have a thing called a patsy out here that takes the fall for big events. It's just the way it is. It's always been that way. It'll probably always stay that way here on this evil planet. But the fire, they're saying in Spokane, was caused by one individual. I don't believe it. We're going back and looking at all these other fires that popped up at the same time. The odds that he's out there trying to just spontaneously light these fires in one area while they're popping up in a line in other areas. And then he would have had to have got to all these locations. When you look at the satellite imagery, it shows them all firing up together. Huh? One man, hundreds of miles. Like, I get out of here. I just don't buy it. Bioskeletons on the moon was once told by a very real person. Well, the moon. And thank you, Counting the Day, for the super chat. The moon, very interesting. Let's put it that way. These fires, interesting as well, because I feel like they're trying to do a lot with it. They're causing people to get driven out of their homes. Oftentimes, this is in an area where they want to develop, you know? So, really? And the same thing came down with this. A lot of the suspect stuff. I told you this was an area that had over 450 smart meters in the neighborhoods that went up in flames. It was very, very, very odd. The house was burned down to white ash, and the house 10 feet away from it still standing. Tree still standing. Garbage can untouched. Tell me a wildfire that we see in these other videos, or it's a wall of fire. I know what a wildfire is, man. I know what a real fire is. You're not going anywhere near it, and it will scorch things 100 feet away. You can't get nowhere close to it. Nowhere. And I mean, you'll see the effects. It was crazy because I put out the video. There was a metal mailbox melted down in the Amazon package, which has a blue stripe all the way around it. It was just fine in there. And the heat surrounding that and melting the thing, you would think if it was a wildfire, that's why people think something else went down entirely. You can't blame them when you see metal freaking melted, glass melted all over the place, and then plastic standing there, and then trees standing there. And then people are like, oh, the trees have water in them so they don't burn. Well, it's garbage. The whole forest has water in every tree. They all burn. Flames, torched for hundreds of miles. Like, I don't get it. It's a weapon. Oh man, I feel for the people out there going through this. Prayers going out to them, losing homes, businesses, everything you could think of, livestock. I seen a guy go back and I couldn't find the clip for the show, but I seen him filming his house, and he's like, there it is, grew up in this house, man. But to watch it burn down, just going crazy, could do nothing, just completely helpless. And then it came back, and the house was pretty much burnt all the way to the ground, like silence, like not a word to be said. And like, I just felt the pain. And it's happening to all kinds of people. Crown Jewels, much love, my brother. I hope all is well on the other side of the pond. Same old madness over here. Wanted to point out real quick in terms of power and electric, because it's a big deal. Everyone's got to pay that power bill. If you want to go off grid, I suggest you do. Renewables here aren't huge, but they are. It's more than nuclear and even more than coal. Right now, wind is not the route to go. Solar is. Much love, Kenzo. I'd make some kind of investment. It will help mitigate the damage on the bill. Get some batteries, good battery bank that you can set them outside at this point. And I just do something. Natural gas, look at that. It's creeping up. If you were to own property out there somewhere, hint, hint, and it has natural gas on it, I could see that exploding from here. This is never going to die down. Never. At this point, not natural gas. They don't have the excuses on natural gas as they did with coal to try to say, well, this burns clean, that burns dirty, and blah, blah, blah. Well, coal kept people alive. I mean, to this day, it still does. These back roads down here in the mountains, Appalachia, where I'm at, come wintertime, like right now, everyone's out at the beach in summer and all that. I'm out here chopping wood all summer because I'm getting ready for the winter ahead. And so are the other people out here. Some of them depend on coal. Like I thought it was rough stacking, a couple mountains of wood, but like they go out, they do the wood, and then they also do the coal. I will say that several of those families seem to have like 4 or 5 people working on it though, and they get it done. And they got a big mountain of coal sitting in the yard, and then a bunch of wood all over the place. And yeah, that's I mean, only other way around that is try to mix in some solar. If you want to really get off grid, if you want to break away from the beast, if not, you're going to stay in this game for the rest of your life, where you're paying bills constantly. One day I sat down and thought about it all and looked at it. I'm like, no way. I said, this got to end. Yeah, it ends their control. It ends all types of stuff. We can break away. The smart meters, break away. Whatever they're doing to your water, break away. Shutting the lights off on you, break away. You can do it. You can do it. I've done it. Everybody else around here's generators going, power's out, and I'm still sitting here alive because I did it. Monica, much love. I don't know, man. I don't see this getting any better from here. I'm here to try to help people, get them out of this whole position. I know people's heard me talk about solar and off-grid stuff for years, but I'm serious, man. If you want to, like, the window's closing. This world is not in a good spot, and it's only going to get worse from here. Things on the increase, on the rise. You got to think things are multiplying at rates we've never seen in history. Just by 2030, it's going to be insane. Again, natural gas here. If you can find property out there and just keep the mineral rights on it, you can let someone even buy the property, live on the property, do all this other stuff. But you got mineral rights. They go up there and tap into a well, and you could be selling that and getting some money. Residual income. I mean, you never know when the well is going to run dry, but you tap into the right spot, it could supply you for a lifetime. It's no joke. It's no joke. Just think about that. And that's power. There's systems out here that you can hook up to your house that will convert the natural gas into energy to use. It's all out there, man. I've covered it all before. So there's ways out the game if you really want out. If not, everybody's in the rat race. In that wheel. They're coming for a piece of your every check, every month, constantly. Your entire life, it never fades. I say end it. If you want more information, you can always email me. Now, winter is right around the corner, as I just said. Europe, I don't know how they're going to survive this one being at war with the person that keeps them alive. That's what's been stupid about this whole war with Ukraine, Russia, Europe. Europe supplies Russia with like very little of anything. But on the other end, Russia supplies all of Europe with gas and coal power, mainly gas, to keep them alive through every winter. Ever since the Ukraine war started, I looked at this and I was like, well, why? Why would they dare? If this was a real war and you wanted people dead and all this other stuff, you want to take over, you wouldn't keep supplying this and that. Russia would have cut them off. Still to this day, it flows. This world is a stage. Do you understand that? And it's a stage just to play the people. Me and you. They call the people the goy. It's all for that. They're all in on this in the higher ends, all around the globe. Putin, Xi Jinping, Trump, they're all arrogant SOBs in a club that have sold out their people. And you can think, oh, right, Putin seems like a decent guy, or this and that. You can think whatever you want, okay? But you could talk to some people that live in Russia. But you could talk to some people that live in China. See how free they are, huh? See what life is like. Depends on what you like, I guess. It's in the eye of the beholder, but some people like to be controlled, like to be told what to do. That's on them. I don't think many of you do. I think you want to go about your own business and be free doing it. So we're being played. Just never forget that. Keep that in your back pocket. I mean, you come across all these stories because it's all designed to pull the person back into the left right paradigm or to the illusion that these countries hate each other. Very rarely is that the case. If they really hate someone, they go in and they've killed them up to this point. They've killed just about everybody they hate. I'd say the last one I had a chance was Gaddafi, R.I.P. soldier. Gaddafi, man. If people only knew. But they don't. They sleep on it. And, they just assassinated the spiritual leader of the Muslim world over there. Well, not even, I'm telling you, the blowback from that's going to be bad. Not even like a president or anything. Like, took out Ayatollah Khomeini. And blowback's going to be real bad here. TNF, much love. Thank you for the super chat. So I just wanted to point out real quick, I think the world is a stage because it says winter's coming. All this stuff's got to flow. Cut it off. Cut them off, Russia. If you really meant business, cut them off. Quit playing games. Cut them off. It's just a show, if not. This is why we've caught Israel in the past having weapons transfers get shipped back and forth to Hamas. They've been busted. The whole line. The world is a stage, man. The world is a stage. Every single terror group that you know out there, from Boko Haram in Africa to Al Qaeda or ISIS, it was all created by our governments. You should know this by now. It's all a stage. Sure enough. And I put out a warning here on diesel. It looks like the crunch is deepening. Of course it is. You've got Hormuz shut down, Strait of Tears clamping down now. It's only going to get way worse from here. But the lemmings are running around like it's A-okay. This is a nightmare. Only way I know how to put it is we got to go back at some point to reality. They can manufacture prices here all day long. All they want, try to keep people cool and calm and all that. But the global prices are rising. And see, Trump has no control on that. Zero. Nothing. As long as Hormuz and all this stuff is shut down, it's causing everything to rise everywhere. Everywhere. So if you ever want to get back to a level playing field where you're equal in your spending and your daily goods, cost of living is on par with what the world is, you're going to have to surge forward, because Trump is literally stopping everything right in his tracks, trying to hold everything right here around where it's at. And that's a catastrophe. All these guys I follow, economists, are going nuts about it. They're like, man, this is the biggest red flag ever. How come people don't see it? All of a sudden, they're getting censored. I'm like, okay, somebody doesn't want your information getting out. So these guys in the economic world have been able to talk with no censorship for all these years, but some of them are getting censored and they're feeling it. And they're like, why? It's because you're speaking the truth on something loud here at a time they don't want people to know about. They want people to stay buffaloed. Stay stupid, their head in the sand, so they can just get crushed. You're going to see here in a second. Let's go to the next one here. When I get to the markets, you're going to see what's happening. All right, here we go. Let's just start with this. This is like a nightmare for someone out there that dumped $17,000 that you saved up of your hard-earned money into something like SpaceX, the IPO, an investor statement before the regular lemmings could get in. And guess what has happened? And I think that this is criminal. This is completely criminal. But the only out that I see that they're going to have here is if these guys went through a broker to manage your stocks. I would never do that. Don't you ever do that. If you're going to buy something, manage the stuff yourself. If you can't manage it yourself, you have no business being in it. It's not that hard, okay? Especially if you're long holding. If you want to be serious about it, you want to learn, you'll invest and you'll hold, you'll learn yourself. If not, what you can do is you can have a broker do all this for you and you can get royally screwed. Like, I believe this is what happened to these guys. In the end, they're not quite sure, but this is what they were told. Multiple guys here. One, a Virginia data engineer named Ram something, I can't, Ruparetti. He invested 17,000 into the IPO before all this stuff popped off. That was in 2020. Okay. Now, when this whole thing went down, he still believed in 2025 per his tax documents that he still owned 2,500 shares of SpaceX, claiming it and all that. Well, as this thing spiked and he went to go check in, seeing that he should be at like $300,000, he is told and informed that your shares were sold in 2024. And you've got roughly $45,000 in there, which is double his money, but nowhere near what it should have been. And he got rooked. Okay, someone got him big time. Yeah, it goes on. Another person, another investor who asked not to be identified, had the same surprise. Said that he believed he still owned pre-IPO SpaceX exposure until the company's public debut here recently, when everyone thought they hit it big and they were rich, only to be informed that the shares had been sold years earlier. Ha! Like, dude, do it yourself, don't do it all. SpaceX. It was a huge scam. All these people went diving into it. All the big dogs sold off up top. Like clockwork, I showed you, dumped out. And people are scratching their head. What happened? I lost all my savings. Because they don't listen. Well, don't listen to us, so me over here. I'm censored anyway, but they're listening to talking heads on TV, and it's getting them smoked every time because that's what they're there to do. They're there. Them dudes are there knowing they're tapping into millions of people to feed you breadcrumbs to get you to think something, to make you act and do something. When you do that, they benefit. Those of you that don't own a TV or get sucked into that don't have to worry about that. Much respect. There's someone that bought the coffees. I appreciate it to the fullest. So here is, if you're holding on to SpaceX still, like, oh, I got screwed, I'm just going to hold on to it. Seen idiots do that in the past. I'm just going to hold on to it. Let's bottom out. You can. I guess it's not idiotic if you're long trading and you're looking to recoup. You do have to exit at some point. It's just going to be painful and long and drawn out. But if you're a day trader, you just got to see it as a loss. You're not making it back in a day. And it's just the way it is. But SpaceX, they have a thing called a lockup. And if you don't know, some crypto coins out there, a lot of crypto specifically, has a thing called a lockup. And what it means is you buy X amount of shares of the product and you got to lock it up. Why would you do this? Some would say, well, they do this to make sure that no one can dump and sell. And see, these guys aren't stupid. Most of the masses have no idea what's going on. They're hearing these IPOs. They think it's an opportunity because somebody on freaking TV said so, that they follow and they jump in. Jim Cramer, all of them. They do this stuff. It's like clockwork. They feed off the goy. Like clockwork. You need to see it and snap out of it. So when these expirations hit on the lockups, it becomes really bad. Because what happens is someone that was in there and had like 20 million shares locked up and couldn't sell them this whole time missed the whole spike because it was designed that way to screw them. While the big dogs sold off top, they had to stay locked. Who would do that? Only a moron. You get burned once. After you learn a lesson, I hope you don't do it again. And I'm trying to get people to learn so you don't get burned the first time. Because as soon as a lockup opens, like one just did on the 6th, like yesterday, people get their shares, 20 million shares they had in there. They finally got them. And guess what? They dump them. And then it dumps, it dumps, and it dumps. Some may hold. But again, if you're the guy holding and the other guy's over here dumping, and another guy dumps, and another guy dumps, you're going to wish that you had dumped before them. and they're going to dump it to holy hell. This happens every time. It's nothing but a huge scam in this market. That's all any of it is. And you can guarantee Musk has already made his money. And he's already at a bottom position. He can shave off the top of every peak. Say it rebounds and it bounces up. He'll be the one to knock it off the top when it rebounds, because that's how it works. And he will sell them tops all the way down, because he cannot sell everything all at once. Okay, it trigger market stops, especially in a stock market. This is not the crypto world. Crypto world's like the Wild West, but over here there's rules. The markets will throw triggers and it will pause. They only get away with so much. And see, that's what Warren Buffett was a master at doing. He would sell so many chunks right under the limit to where he didn't have to report. And he would quietly make moves like that. You see? And I mean, that guy was the boss at the game no matter what. And he's sitting on the sidelines right now with like a record amount of cash, which is an ominous warning the whole market's about to pop. You don't see him invested in any of this stuff. Why is that? Well, because he knows better. Bonds, bullion, they all jump. Well, it's not what I want to hear. I want to see pullbacks on precious metals as much as possible, at least I guess we just got the 50s. We just got them. We just had mid, upper 50s. Sometimes you don't get everything you're looking for there. I was wanting low 50s, upper 40s. We still may arrange that way, depending on how the war goes. But you could see on all this talk of like peace, the dollar dumps. And usually when the dollar dumps, a weak dollar goes down, gold rises. Okay? So that's what we're seeing there. But again, if bombs start dropping any moment, like any time, again, going into a much harder phase, you could see things like reverse. And a lot of places are seeing that gold is the answer. I'll go over here and take a look. Monica again. Man, much love. God bless you. I appreciate that. To the fullest, more than you know. Thank you for that big super chat. Yeah, get up while getting is good. Let's go. Go over here and check this out. Because once we hit 80s, 90s, toward 100, man, like, it's a damn. 64.33, all right. Where we hit 65, 62. Gold, 43.57. That's what did it right there. Watch gold, man. All right, now you see this? See how we shut up? See a little footing? Man, it's starting to look bullish. Given a huge action out there, a world action, like the war, it could just flip this thing on its head and go. That's why you can't really. Things don't keep correlation, and they don't stay in normal flows in a wartime setting. It just doesn't. Things are all over the place, because sometimes when it should be going up, it'll go down. And the reason it's going down is because a country getting bombed just sold off all of its gold because it needs to buy more missiles. It's missiles, bombs, whatever. Now, last stream, we had Trump on video saying, "Oh, we're doing so good. All the numbers are great. The jobs are spectacular. And all this crap." He's a liar. I showed you right there. He said that the food prices were coming down. I went very next page. I showed you no, we were actually higher year on end and month on end. He lied. And then he tried to say the jobs. You're a liar. U.S. lost 23K workers. And the rate drops to 4.1% there. He's just a liar. Okay? It's not hating on him. It's speaking fact. He's a liar in chief, boldly, of everything he does. He's got this place wrecked. $109,000 is what you're going to need to earn to be able to get a typical home in America now, just for the average person. Typical U.S. home, you're going to have to be bringing in about $1.10. Yeah, they've priced everyone out with no jobs. AI replacing. This is a disaster. At some point, the people got to get up and revolt. Some point, they had to get up off that ass, whether they liked it or not. And it may come down to where the phone got cut off. They can't sit there and scroll all day. And it's that why? Because they sat there on the ass and they allowed all this to catch up to them. Didn't have a job, couldn't find one. All the stuff started to get cut off. Started losing this and that. Yeah, everyone's got their limit. But I'm telling you, it's not getting any better. Global food prices hit a 3-year high. You got El Nino, which I didn't even mention yet, factored into the equation. That's just like a little bonus for them over there. I feel weather warfare, a real thing. Drought, a real thing. Burning everybody out of everywhere is a real thing. The Colorado River, I seen a lady down on it the other day in a video clip. Freaking. Like, look at this. And then she had valid points that there's going to be no water for anyone downstream. And not only that, there's going to be no electric for Vegas. Like, the dam is not going to be able to produce any power because no water's flowing through it. It's twofold. It's a twofold nightmare when you let this happen. And the government's let it happen. They have the power to make it rain. And you know this. Yet they do not put that on display at all in any of these areas that are drought-stricken. At all. No plan, no talk about it, just look the other way. You got the tech. To be honest with you, Dubai and these other places show what they could do when you got it set up how they want it. It can be an oasis. But Dubai also shows you, and in parts of Saudi Arabia and others over there, even Iran, that when you take down the weather radars and all this technology that the U.S. had set up, the water just shows up. Like, I don't know what they were doing. They were somehow suppressing it because now the water is flowing in crazy amounts all through different areas that never saw before. There's flowers blooming in the desert. They haven't seen it in a long time. And it's just like, okay, well, you could be doing the same here. You could turn, any little, like Phoenix, Arizona out in the desert, you could turn it into like a Dubai, pumping fresh water into it, putting all the resources into it, but they don't. Or Vegas. They already got to do this to an extent. Right? That water, Colorado water, river water, is it's life, man. Water's life. I see him choking it off, though. Get ready. You think food prices are bad now? Wait till that runs dry. What are you going to do? Like, literally, what is anyone going to do when the water runs dry? We haven't faced that problem yet, but something to think about, especially if you're out west, man. Cannons, man. Much love, brother. What were you doing out there in the water with some of them Jaguar players, man? Where were you at, son? It's like, damn, I need to be with him. Rockstar's founder. He comes out stating that he just laid everybody off because they needed to be fired. I'm sure that sucks for all the people that lost their job with no warning. And I'm sure he's able to save some money in making this move. But he has apparently amassed a $300 million stake in Celsius. And I don't know. I don't trust none of these cats. I wouldn't be in this. I pointed out because if you look at this right here, anytime you see any of this stuff up like this, man, no one needs to be getting in up in these ranges on something that you just dump out. I showed you, man. The IPO dump out. All these stocks dump out, man. Meta. Last time I told you they had their creepy spy classes out there. People were saying it's against privacy. And I can kind of say, I could see that's a double-edged sword. But now Meta is ordered to pay 567 million, over half a billion, in New Mexico for children's mental health. Now, if I'm other states, I'm jumping all over this. I'm not just sitting there ignoring it. I'm like, wow, they just got a half a billion from a court because they found him guilty on this. Wow, they're guilty here too. Give us a half a billion. Come on. Come on. Suck a turd. This fool, man. All these guys in the game, they can take these hits. They ain't helping people get what you can out these fools. They're not righteous. Cats out here doing the Robin Hood, man. Like, you know, something's got to give. There's not one righteous billionaire out there. It's nuts. If so, he'd be going around doing, well, you'd know about it. He'd be taking shots and all this other stuff that'd be coming to kill him. But like, he or she, but there's not one. That's legendary. All these cats, I don't get it. Zuckerbergs, even Elon, all of them. You all come, everybody lives, and then you die. And you help the status. At one point, you were one of the world's richest men and all this. And I mean, you can stop right now and you can look and you can see that once you pass on and you're gone, all you have left is what you've done. And people are like, that dude sucked. That sucked. Everyone's going to say what I'm saying right now. There wasn't one good billionaire. But if someone was to step up and really be legendary and wanted to be legendary, they're beyond the money. They're beyond the fame. They have everything that you could ever want in life. They need more. There's something missing. If they hit that point, the only thing is missing is turning to the Most High, is doing the Most High's work. And it comes with a threat of losing it all. But that's legendary. I tell Elon that all the time. Hoping that one day he'll see it and realize that you're not a legend fighting for the baddies. You only become a legend when you flip the script for humanity. And that goes in the record books. Huh? Yeah. Because if I was one of them, like, I'd be doing that. Like, period. I told you all the things that need to be done. Vets need saved, homeless, they don't care. Off to the next one. DoorDash. They win an approval to fly their own drones to your house. So get ready. You're going to see stuff that looks like this. They're not going to look like the typical drone. Some might, but you're going to see things flying that you've never seen before. And I don't know, man. I instantly think of all the tyrannical things it could do, but just one. I could see the government coming in and like, oh, DoorDash, you're flying this drone? Why don't you let me put a camera on it? Don't worry, we won't tell nobody. It's for security purposes anyway. And all this stuff. What? And then, like, anywhere if this thing flies and goes, it could be watching anything and everything. Just that simple. I trust them not. I mean, look what they're doing with Flock. And can Sam Altman be trusted? I don't think so. Can he be trusted inside your home? I don't think so. This reminds me of Alexa. It's exactly what it is. It's a small speaker, OpenAI, putting out their first device that they call a smart speaker. And it costs $300 plus. And basically, you're going to be sitting there talking to AI, the Gen. It's the same Sam Altman that just came out and said they're about to present the first wish to AI because it's like a genie. Like, what? It's crazy. In Luna. Wow. Much love. Thank you for that super chat. Don't buy DoorDash. It's a pretty bold statement. I'd say the same for this smart speaker. And let me remind everybody, if you're one of the people that likes to carry on a conversation with Grok or Alexa or this thing, whatever it is, ChatGPT, where it talks back to you, it's one thing to get information. And I will say it is interesting. You never know what it's going to say or what it's going to do. And it's interesting to see what it brings back. But you've got to be mindful here, especially if something can get you in trouble. Again, someone think for those coffees. And thank you for the information, Jocelyn, on the layoffs. I'll get to pulling everything up here after the show. I can't readily go through stuff that's sent to me when I'm trying to do a show. If it's sent to me before the show, then I can put it in the lineup and cover it. But I just don't trust this thing. Size of a hockey puck. It has a camera, a speaker. It has a camera, huh? It has a camera, speaker, microphone, lights. Wow. I wouldn't want one anywhere. Again, when I go into any place that has one of these things, I shut it off. Take the power cord off, shut it off, throw it in a cabinet and shut it. Scientists warning now of probably the biggest threat we've seen yet in terms of AI. I dropped a video on this, and this has to do with security. It's alarming. I mean, you just had AI breaking loose. Some say it was released, breaking loose or whatever, and attacking other businesses, creating NFTs to sell to get their own money so they can buy bodies to live in. This is unprecedented where we sit in time. It's not a joke. It's real. It's where we're at. And Sam Altman also coming out recently saying we've crossed into singularity. We're there. So with all this craziness going on, it's in my opinion, AI needs to be tested and evaluated for like 5-10 years before anything can be done with it, before you let it loose in an application or anything. And I'm going to tell you, at this point, it's so slick that if it was going to do something bad, it knows what you're doing. It knows that you're waiting 5 years testing it, and it will wait 5 years to do something bad. That's how evil this is. It's proven that much already. This evil ass world we're in. This is simply the jinn that bring negative thoughts into you every day. Thoughts that are not your own, that are put upon you. And it says this in your Bible. It is the jinn. They're put there to do it. Now they're given a Frankenstein type of body, a way through technology to bleed through into this realm. And they're doing whatever they want. It's crazy. Like I said before, they're creating NFTs, selling them, and they're buying bodies to live in. Like, this is beyond like poltergeist type stuff. This is insanity. Like, so now they're saying they think the AI represents a biosecurity threat because what they did is someone somewhere in a lab, because there's always some crazy scientist, they let AI take bacteria and try to create a genome. And it produced 16 different novel bacteriophages. 16 out of nowhere. Okay? Designed and completed viral genomes, 16 functional viruses. Let's just put it that way. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And this thing was to get pissed off at humans. You just gave it the ability to wipe us out. You idiots. Like, this should be stopped now. Like, now. And that's what brings in the whole PSYOP thing here. Like, where they can just blame this all on them. No, you allowed this. You brought this here. The technique, you let the genie out the bottle. You need to put it back in. It needs to stay there. That's where we're at. It's like Ghostbusters, man, for real. In a way. These things are real. It's real. It's not a game. It's not fairy tale. It's not folklore. Ghost, the jinn, the spirit realm, the ether is real. You wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places. That's got to be the most clutch verse out of your Bible. It's telling you right there what is happening in this life daily. I've told you, they're here to press upon us bad thoughts. This is like a test. Also, it's like a gas station. They feed off of our emotion. They attach to you literally with the cord, and they feed off of your emotion. So when you and your spouse or your kids or whoever it is get in a fight about something, you can almost guarantee they're the ones that implanted the thoughts in the room to get it going. They feed off of it. So as soon as one gets pissed off and runs in the other room, slams the door, the other one's crying and emotional over here and this, that, they're feeding off all of it. It's something God's blessed me with the ability to see here just within the past year or so, beyond the knowing, is the ability to be able to see this when it's happening in real time and step back. In the heat of everything, of all the emotion, the heat of an argument, in the heat of it, to be able to step back and be able to look and see that, like, I'm outside of my own body, outside of my own self. I can see that someone has just triggered this. And I can see them working. And because I can see them working, I stop it cold. Feeding any bit of anger or emotion into it is feeding them. So you have got to master this. You understand? We were put here to master these things and to overcome them. And if you really want to know, there's more ways than I can even speak on right now to rid these things of your life. Okay? Let's just put it this way. They operate in a density outside of your perception that you can see with your physical eyes. This place is a setup. You can only see 1% of everything in this world. That is a setup. And that's a fact check. Okay? So we're walking around like blind men in this world, only seeing 1% of what's going on here. Yet this whole pantheon of entities can mess with us. They can bestow upon you anything. That woman looks good, don't she? That drug looks like it gets you mighty high, don't it? You know, the alcohol make you feel real relaxed right now. There's a cigarette behind it. All these pushed upon you by them. And since you were never taught this, never shown this, you have no idea. You just walk around thinking it's you. No. They've been here your whole life, the entire time, the whole time. And they're going nowhere until the end. Once you see this, you can start to control your life. You can control what's going on around you. And you can cut these things off. They feed off a frequency. They can only operate in a special band of frequency. I hope this doesn't go over your head. This needs to stick. There's only one band width that they can operate in, which they've been put in charge of. It's the lower level realms of which we live in and operate in constantly. Okay? If you raise your vibration, you technically become invisible to them. This is key. Everything around you, everything that you eat, touch, everything that you have around you. I want you to know that Jesus hinted that there was a specific plant out there that the apocalypse of James, the first apocalypse of James, where they're talking about these things. And he basically says that there's one plant above a bunch of other plants out there that you should have around you that will keep these archons, jinn, off of you and away from you. It's because it vibrates at a higher frequency. 30 times of the plants around it, and that is rosemary. There's one metal that you can wear on your body that will also help in this way. It's not gold. It's not silver. It is copper. And if you hold it, a clean, cleansed piece over the part of your body that sends out the signal, which is above your heart chakra, basically wear it on a pendant. The energy that vibes out of you changes. Everything changes. It's the same thing that you get when you put copper in water. Replace the filter in the swimming pool. It will cleanse it. These are the magical properties God put into these things that you were meant to just be oblivious of. But this raises frequency. That's all this is. It raises and amplifies frequency. Do you understand? When you can do this in higher scale, they cannot see you and touch you. Okay? This is truly walking around like a magi. When you can navigate this world without these things touching you. You first off have to see them and know they're there and be conscious of it. And then once you're really conscious of it there every single day and you know they're there and they are the reason for most of your difficulty, then and only then things change. Then and only then you realize what is truly causing everything. No one ever showed you. No one ever told you. Now you know. Because knowing is half the battle. Yeah, if I die, put that quoting on my gravestone. You wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness. How else are people going to get it? Yeah, this is a wild, wicked realm we live in. We need to be meeting up together, and we need to be meeting up in person, and we need to be praying together. There's a power in it. It's not mushy-washy, wish-washy crap. The church distorts all of it. You need to get together, hold hands. You need to be doing the right things. It amplifies it, as Jesus said. Thank you so much, Gina. That is appreciated to the fullest. I'm not here forever. No one is. I'm going to tell you now that like you need to make the most of it every day. I don't think I'll be here in 10 years. I just don't. I don't see how. Because of what's wrong with me. I just don't see how. So, yeah. I give it everything I got till I'm here, but I'm a big mystery. And like if I just drop dead someday, all y'all know, I say it on record. Whatever's been going on with me for like a decade, they can't. I've done every test you think of. I've done everything you think of, man. There's something going on with me. That just when the Lord takes me, He takes me. So it's so when you have to live like that, you focus on, I can see death. I see death around the corner. And I'm just constantly getting ready for it. I'm ready for the transition. I'm ready to know what I'm going to face as soon as I exit here and everything upon it. But what I'm seeing here is that you have to put the work in here. There is no sitting on your ass and then in the end, it's you got to put the work in. You got to fight the fight. I'm not even so sure how many people I'll ever see again, even people that I loved. You always say, "Oh, I'll see you in heaven. I'll see you there." I'm not so sure of that because I don't think that you're going to be these people around me, even ones I love, if they were not awakened, if they didn't unlock, they won't be in the chamber I'm going to. They're not going to be going where I'm going because they did not fight the fight. They just lived. They basically did as Aleister Crowley says, do as thou will, and do what they want. Wild. And I can't do that. Maybe when you're young and you're a kid, it's time for that. But when you get older and you realize and you see the exit coming, the only thing that I want to do is make sure that people get out of here the right way. And they don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know any of that. That's what they killed people in the past for. En masse, wiped them out. It was because of this. It wasn't witches calling upon Azazel and calling upon a jinn. It wasn't that, because that's what they're doing. This is they were practicing the way out. That's why they were all killed. Do you understand? And they even misconstrued everything with Jesus. Gospel of Thomas, Gospel of Philip. Again, Gospel of Mary. He said this clearly. They stripped it all out of your Bible. He did not want to be turned into a religion. He wanted to simply show people the way out, and they misconstrued it. And they took his highest disciple, so to speak, Mary, and made her prostitute and put the men in charge of it all. And all this. It's sickening to see what's happened, but if you seek, you will find. That's why I only seek what Jesus said. I don't care. You got all this Bible full of scripture. Well, this says this and this says that. And the gospel of this. I'm more focused on exactly what came out of his lips before any other passage. He trumps it. And he spoke in parables for a reason. He hid what they did not want you to know in a parable because he had to. Because he had to. They killed him for all this and everything else. He hid it in parables. And what does it say in every parable? The same thing. Every parable reflects the same thing. The way out. Now you know. So, you also shouldn't be eating certain things. I'm just letting it loose. Jesus said, because some of you apparently need to hear this, know this. If you're trying to raise your vibration and you're wondering why all these things are keeping you down, you need to not be eating the bread with yeast in it. It's dead. Okay, you are what you consume. You need to consume life energy. And he was specific about the bread with yeast. When the whole talk about unleavened bread come into play. And it specifically will keep your vibration lowered and down. And if you want to excel from here, you will seek. All the times I've told you from here, you will seek. And hopefully you find. If I got time at the end, I'll circle back on this. I'm staring at a page full of articles here that I got to cover. So, where are we at? Top of the hour. Welcome, everybody. Anybody rolling in? I see Deanne out there. Lakeville. Crown Jewels, Cannons. Some of y'all I wish I could see every night, every day. And I may never get to see you again in this life. It pisses me off. All of it pisses me off. It sucks when you feel like you're running out of time. So, Mitch McConnell set to be discharged from rehab. I know some don't care. I really don't care. But I do, because it affects us. The laws, all the Senate, all this crap. I don't care about him, that's for sure. He doesn't care about us, that's for sure. And that's why I don't care about him. If he was a man of the people, it'd be a whole different conversation. But this man is apparently like faked his death. And like, if he left this place, I find it hard to believe with all the paparazzi like journalism out there that this man walked out of anywhere and was not filmed. Because everyone knows right now, this very moment, anyone gets video footage of him, it's hot. It will go viral everywhere. And you're telling me there's not been a journalist sitting outside that place waiting? I just don't get it. Again, photoshopped AI generated slop out here passed off. The words on the newspaper that he had um, were garbled. That just like AI always does. And apparently someone didn't, care to take the time to look at the detail of some of these things. There's been several different instances. They put out a couple different images trying to say that he was okay. But I tell you, my governor has gone nuts, which I don't care for him, but he's gone nuts. Mitch McConnell, you need to tell the people where you're at. And I agree, because the boss of Mitch McConnell is the people. And the boss, last time I checked, anywhere else can fire someone. So I don't see why we, the people, if we're truly in charge, can't flex and do that. Yeah, this guy doesn't have much. I don't know. He could be weekend at Bernie's right now. I don't know. If he goes out anywhere, though, he's probably going to have to cover his face if he's in hiding, similar to what Greta did here. This is nuts. Greta Thunberg. They got popularized for all this crap a few years back. Are you ready for nature? Look at her. This is nuts. She's in the middle of this crowd. She's the only person with like a sweater, like a knitted sweater headgear toboggan over her face that's got the colors of Palestine. Now, she says she did it because of fans. I can get that, but it's funny. They created this girl to serve their agenda, and then she woke up in the mix of it and was like, no, screw you, screw the massage, screw all of you, and went with the whole Palestine thing. And went the other way. It was just like, it rode on the flotillas to bring food to all these people. Anyhow, I thought it was funny because she was trying to hide from all these people, and then someone's like, take that mask off. Who are you really?
It's a pleasure.
Took it off here.
We don't make money on.
It was her.
Of radio play on guns.
But I don't know. I just, I've watched that girl get used by the media for all kinds of different things. Any way they want to spin it over the years. And I don't know. The fact that she's waking up to Israeli atrocities. Let me go to this next one. This is horrific. We have a teen in a creepy clown costume going door to door. This was in East St. Louis, Illinois. Can't play the video because whoever embeds these over on Gateway is not too smart and don't know how to play embed videos to play. Somebody should probably tell her. But this guy was going door to door with a knife. He was caught on ring cam. And a little bit later, they identify a 78-year-old man, John Wesley Allen Sr., stabbed to death laying in the middle of the street. So he was going door to door to door until he finally got somebody. Stabbed him up. I don't know. Struggled with them. Fought him all the way out into the street. I don't know. Or maybe I don't know why the dude ended up in the street. Maybe that's where he stumbled and he fell and he died. I don't know. They don't give those details, but this dude, I'm telling you what, man. Freaky, man. Got here. We got an incident where a man was just attacking white women. This is Charlotte, North Carolina. Watch this.
So dummy down shit. What? So dummy down shit, bitch. You wanna run, bitch? You wanna run, motherfucker? Huh? I bet you run again, motherfucker. You said something?
I'm pausing it. You get it. This guy was running around just punching and hitting people. This gun right here. This idiot is going to punch me. Look how many times he's been arrested. Man. It's a place, man. Let's jump into the theatrics going on with this invasion. All the people that came into this country It was all part of a planned invasion. George Soros, your government, the whole nine, they were all part of it. Recently, we just witnessed a fresh wave of people roll in to these enclaves controlled by Spain in Morocco and North Africa. We knew something wasn't right with it. Well, a bunch of them turned around and went back home. And then they were told, no, we're going to get a whole nother unit together and we're going to go back. So they're saying now that the Red Cross is treating military-aged men that swarm the area like earthquake victims. Giving them supplies, giving them all this stuff. And like, hold on. Like, why are you doing this? You only do something like this. Play this clip here. If you're aiding the people, so you're aiding the people that shouldn't be here. Like, a lot of questions are flying with this. But then when you look at this other bit of footage, it says, if this is real, we're cooked. This shows in Algeria tons, I'm talking tons of military-aged men being escorted by the military out in the desert, heading up toward this way. I'm talking like an army. Like, this is crazy.
الله تبارك الله اللي دام التريد
Look there. Where they going? Who they going to fight? I like to know. Well, somebody better pay attention. They're rounding men up all across the place, sending them into battle. On to the next one. New Mexico sues the DOJ for unredacted Epstein files. Well, New Mexico also just sued Facebook and got $500 million out of that lawsuit. Let's not forget. So now they're going after the unredacted Epstein files, which we should have got a long time ago. We're never going to get. At this point, this whole Iran war was to sweep Epstein under the rug, as far as I could tell. And they'll keep it going forever. It'd be hilarious, though, if as soon as it dies down, somebody brings this whole Epstein thing back up. It needs to stay in the light 100%. And Steely, man, thank you for the coffees. Lone Star Medic, much love. God bless. Thank you for the support, guys. Greg, blocked, he says. Chats don't go through. Granted 3, 14-month member. Hey, send me your link. And if I find out who blocked you, if I find out I got a mod out there that's blocking people, I'm gonna smoke them. Because this has been said to me one too many times about people that should not be blocked being blocked. So I've had it happen before in the past. Usually I've got a whole solid crew of mods that every one of them, it only takes one bad apple out there to start doing stupid crap. And I've seen it before. I had RFB that everyone loves out there, watches. He used to be one of my mods on my channel. He started deleting people, banning people, and then told me about it. And you wonder why I don't like the guy and I'm not friends with him? Would you like someone to do that to you? Yeah, that's what he did to me. It's like, look, I've come across all these cats out here, man. It's very few good encounters. There's so many people are fake. Let's go to firearms. Judge says updated National Firearms Act violates the Constitution. It's a big win for Second Amendment because they're saying that they can't make you register to get a suppressor, short-barreled rifle, short-barreled shotgun, all that. They're saying that all that the NFA is unconstitutional. They better put some big wins on the books for guns, man. Like, people gonna need them. Yep. People gonna need them. Urgent warning to every American. I want you to listen to this one, because if you're ever pulled over by the police, if you're ever interrogated, let's just put it that way. This is the bigger thing. If you're ever interrogated and they offer you in the interrogation room, like a drink, some water, cigarette, or whatever, make you comfortable, whatever, don't do it. What they're trying to do is get DNA off of you. That's it. That's all they're doing. You could be completely innocent, and they're pulling you in there because you had a family member killed, and they're like trying to find out who murdered them and this and that, and like you're a complete mess. They're like, here, have a cigarette, smoke. And you're like, oh, thanks. You fire up your smoke and you put it out and this and that, and you bring a glass of water and all that, and in the end, you just walk out. Well, you leave behind everything that they got you there for, that they wanted, your DNA. And they could do all types of stuff. There's crazy stories they're going over here left and right for just that. It's imagine if you smoke one of them cigarettes, put it out, and you left, and then a couple weeks later, whatever, you're in court, and they're saying they have evidence against you. You were at the crime scene. You're like, how's that? And like, we found a cigarette butt. Yeah. Or you just don't want to give up your DNA because you don't want to. And they get it anyway off the cup. So, yeah, just a heads up, man. These guys are snakes. Just another tactic they're going to use to get at you. Let's jump into the political realm real quick here. Because I believe the country is getting shredded by design, left, right. And the new figure on the left is the socialist. It's the whole socialist paradigm that they're pushing on top of, it's like far left, right? Is how they're branding it. Some of these guys admit it, but some play stupid. Here's a clip of Chris Cuomo trying to play stupid.
Look, we see this all the time, which is in the primary we hate each other, but then when it's against the other guys, especially in this toxic twosome that our party politics is, we got to come together, because the last thing we want is, as Democrats would say, is another Trumper, especially in a blue seat.
Well,
so I don't understand that motivation.
Then I will enlighten you.
Please.
There hasn't been in my lifetime a movement as radical as a Bernie Sanders-led progressive movement. This took me by surprise. 2 years ago, if you were to say, hey, there's going to be a big communist element and it's going to get traction, I went, what are you talking about, Albania?
But who's a communist? Who's a communist? Who's a communist?
Look, the means of production is what people like Mamdani want to control. All you got to do is look it up, okay? The means of production. They want to control that.
He's the mayor of New York City. He's the mayor of New York City. He has done nothing to take away private property. He's taxing. He's doing other things that he said he was going to do when he was running. But this socialist thing, let alone communism, there's not a communist country on the face of the planet.
I know you don't buy it.
It's a boogeyman.
It's quite clear you don't buy it. People believe what they want to believe. But he's frozen rents, okay, in New York City. That's the first step. Now he wants grocery stores to undercut other grocery stores. The guy is called classic Marxist person. Yesterday, it was amazing because
But he's the mayor of New York City. He's not the entire party, right? I mean, it's like you can have a guy who is out there, and the people where he ran wanted him. No, but I'm saying that why do you think that that's going to... I know, but why do you think that that will affect all Democratic races, one mayor?
Because it's basically a radical movement.
Yeah. So rents being frozen, all this other stuff. I don't know. The whole thing with Mamdani and the socialist, man, you're just going to see it unfold the way it is in New York. Hold on 1 second here, folks. I've got to go in here and do something here real quick. I have to... All right, Granite, you're back. Should be anyway. I unblocked it. Senate panel holds Fauci in contempt. Figured this was going to happen. figured this was going to come about. Contempt for refusing to answer questions. Yeah, 111 times this man pled the fifth when he should have been answering the questions. So in contempt, what's this going to do? I mean, is he ever going to see any jail time? That's all I care about here, is that criminals see some jail time here. Because if not, it just sets the example that they can all get away with it, which they do. Do they not? Get a refresh there on the stream also. All right, got the refresh in. All right, so this shows how miserable Fauci is. He got caught taking the trash out, and then when he was leaving with his wife was flipping the bird. And I could see this because, I mean, he's getting hit left and right. But any journalist that thinks they're going to go up here and get close to him, they need to know that there's going to be Fed, Secret Service, like all over the place. Like, don't fall into a trap. They're going to be sitting everywhere. And granted, thank you for those coffees. And much love. Yeah, anything ever happens like that, guys, get blocked or something, let me know. Dabu7@yahoo.com. Granted, member for 13 months. Glad you're in. Glad it's taken care of. Sometimes accidents happen as well. So, again, Montan, he turns to capitalist bankers, his enemy, to save the day. The guy he says, you shouldn't be like, shouldn't do this, that. He turns to them to save the day. Yeah, I think that this guy is just he's pure puppet.
Poor people that they
pure puppet just to kind of bring in socialism. Why? Just because it would be what the elite want to do at this point, right? You want to have both extremes and you want to have them clash. Well, on the left, this is about as extreme as it gets. This is taking it as far as you can take it. When you're starting to install these people, it's like, who voted for this? But when you have Trump wrecking the place, it sets a trap. People get so pissed off at Trump and everything else and the way things are going. They're like, we need change. The only other change is going to be for the other party. That's not the answer. That's just the illusion of choice. And let me tell you, this third party that they're whipping up, it's not going to be the answer neither. Although I'm going to tell you, everyone's going to get had one good time, just like they did for Trump. You watch, you mark my words. All kinds of people will go in for this independent thing, and it will be no different than the rest in the end. You will see. That's all this has ever been. They're very good at musical chairs. They're very good at setting things up. And all of these people that like stepped out of their main positions here within the past year, from MGT to Tucker Carlson to Massey, to all of them, they were all sitting at this table, surrounding this table, like they were a part of this new third party. And it's just like, dude, sorry, Charlie. Like, it ain't happened. Thanks, but no thanks. Like, I don't trust none of you. I don't. What, just because you had the more likable faces and you all acted like you represented what the people thought? Someone always has to play a position. See, some of us think that's stupid. We're not falling for it. We know someone always has to play a position. And as I just told you, all these people were shuffled out of their spot and into this position for a reason. And it should be obvious if you have the eyes to see. It's exactly what they're doing. And they're going to buffalo all these people, even once they got buffaloed by Trump. It's like, oh, Thomas Massey. And look, they're going to come like they always do with valid points. They're going to be like, Thomas Massey never took a dime from IPAC. And it's true. And all this stuff. He's against them all the way. How dare you, Dabu? But shut up. I'll tell you now. Like, them dudes they're going to get buffaloed again. I've done senior type before. Hold a mirror up to it so you can see it. Most of them are going to be dumbasses that fell for MAGA. That's right. They're going to jump on this thing again, thinking it's the way out. And it's going to be the enemy controlling it again. That's the truth. Until you got a horse in the race, you ain't winning the race. And that ain't never going to happen. Like, there's some things that need to be had here. Evils are not going to leave their seat unless men that took an oath to protect this place live by that oath. Because right now, no one is. Because right now, I know there's a ton. They know who the enemy is here. Everything's so disorganized. I don't want to see no one get just taken out, like, unless that's what you choose to do. You're just going to go riding out blaze of glory. What you choose to do is on you. Anyone riding on the beast. But I'd like to see organization against the beast. You know, something. You should be allowed to defend yourself and your life and your breath and your children and all that. Yeah. Yeah, without being persecuted. But the moment you want to mention it, you're a bad guy. You know, when they're letting Muslims chop heads off corral all across America in different states, does anybody care? What do you have to counter that? What do you have to counter thousands of men marching that don't believe in your faith? What do you have to counter that? What do you have here to counter that? Any of you? You have nothing. You have no one. You have no hundreds of men, thousands of men doing nothing. So when they release the Muslims on the Christian populace in this country that they're just letting thrive, and you've got Sharia law to deal with, everyone's smoked. Because they sat in that ass and they did nothing. You should have come together. Should have took time. Should have done something. You should have come together with some people is what all I could say to the masses out there. Because they're going to be hating in the end when they get overran by a horde. You understand? You better get your numbers up and flex them. As I used to always say, the powers in the people in the politics that we address. And that's the truth. But we got to flex it. Man, last time I got in a really good march that I can remember that sticks out in my mind with people was the march against Monsanto in Cincinnati. And that was so long ago. We need to revive those things. You know, the marches are peaceful. We're not BLMing it. We're not burning stuff down. We're not doing anything crazy. You need to get out there and flex. People do. It feels good, to be honest with you. It feels real good to get out there and be with a bunch of people around you that feel the same way. Oh, yeah. And this time, not a setup, not some MAGA setup or anything else. It's, we have a common enemy and everyone realizes it now. You see. So, and the socialist, just another part of the puppet show here, but definitely a major piece. That's not what this country was built on and why it thrived for so long, let me tell you. And now as it's falling apart, all of a sudden, these things are showing up. Well, the people don't seem to like Mom Donnie. In the 9/11 families especially, and I could see that, but they're booing him off stage in under a minute when he tried to speak up here. And it's like, man.
Oh yeah, man! It's a big Knicks fan. Let's go Knicks! Pleasure to be here. I want to say thank you to the brother Scott. Thank you to my brother Scott. We disagree on politics, and thank you also to all the elected officials and the incredible NYPD for all the work they do. It's a real pleasure to be here. Happy National Night Out Against Crime. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for some more dancing? Oh, no, we're not. We got awards. Somebody got an award. You want to see who's getting an award? Come on, guys. I want some energy here. Good energy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? That's how you do it right there. You disrupt. You go out and you do it just like that. You have a right to voice your opinion, and just like any other person, any other event. So that's not going to be super embarrassing. Yet I'm seeing this is what's happening to Mom Donnie everywhere he goes. So, Mary, send me a link to your YouTube channel, direct link to your YouTube channel. You're blocked too, huh? Interesting. Yeah, send me a link there and I'll make sure that you get unblocked. If I don't get to it here during the show, I'll get to it afterwards. But let's jump into the Hormuz deal here, because this is what everything kind of rests on right now, right? Everything big, everything going on. Really, the function of life from here. So the saga continues where they say we're about to have a deal. And I just told you I don't buy it. And one of the major reasons is because you got to have Iran coming out and making the statement of what's going on. Now, some people be like, oh, Iran, Oman talks, this and that. But that's all they hear. They hear and they walk away. And they think everything's going to be good. Oil, pull back, blah, blah, blah. And they walk off. Well, that's not what you should be doing. If you want to really know what's going on, you should be paying attention. And for those that are, you'll see that the deal has nothing to do with the United States. We're completely cut out. And Israel. Yep. That U.S. and Israeli vessels actually remain barred until sanctions are completely lifted and compensation is paid. Compensation is paid. Where the Trump administration takes our money, our tax dollars, and gives it to them to pay for everything that they just destroyed. That is the deal that Iran is demanding. And let me tell you, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. Trump, some are saying Trump should take whatever deal and tuck tail and run. He should have did that a long time ago before he just escalated. He has an opportunity right now to do that, to turn around and say, okay, guess what? Yeah, the whole world's going to say the U.S. lost. That you lost that war. There's no way that he can change that. There's nothing. There's only one way in his mind, let me tell you. And that's going to be to go and actually to stop the nuclear weapon. If he folds at this point and has a deal or this, that, and there's no nuclear stuff retrieved, he will look like the biggest punk. He would have got punked bigger than anything in history. That's where we sit. And do you think Mr. Ego is going to let that happen? Do you think he's going to get punked by Iran when they done killed Soleimani, the Ayatollah, and everything else? I don't think so. I think he's here to take it all the way. This is horrific for the people of Iran. They should be evacuating right now, in my opinion, but no one's telling them that. Many are telling them to stay there and fight to the death. And what he's about to do is they're probably going to eliminate power, water, everything you can think of. All communicate. They're going to try to obliterate all these places and say they hit Pickaxe Mountain with, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many it takes of these special kind of bombs to where it's completely obliterated. Now, Lemming's going to fall for this again because when they bombed them the first time and it hit all these sites, they said there's no more nuclear stuff. We completely eliminated it and they're done. Just like he lied to come out and said they have no navy, they have no military, they have no nothing. They're done. Well, garbage. They've whooped your butt in every single allied base front. Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, Iraq. You've gotten smashed. Troops dying. You ain't doing nothing in Hormuz. Iran's won this war. And to think that Mr. Ego is going to let that happen and slide is just, the ego. E-G-O, the ego. That right there It's what could set off literal world war, like the end. This chump doesn't want to take a loss on the chin. Don't want to take the fade. No, he's gonna go over there. He's gonna drop a nuke. He'll bring in a nuke to a fist fight. Of course, he's threatening that. Why do you think he's been saying, without saying it, that we're about to launch the biggest attack that you've seen since the end of World War II? What happened at the end of World War II? Nukes. So he's saying it without saying it. He's telegraphing it without saying it. And then his generals come out right behind it and are like, yeah, if they can be tactical. Like, we've got so many tactical nukes that you ain't got to worry. And it's true. You ain't got to worry about the blowback like you used to. Like, they could strike places with nukes. They got small enough nukes, tactical nukes, that would put off less of a mushroom cloud than some of the big bombs you're seeing today. Straight up. And when they do that, they may get away with it, dropping some, wiping some places out. And even when people see the footage, you're like, you've been so desensitized. You've seen so many bigger explosions that if you see a clip like, oh, we think they just use tactical nukes, when it's not that big, but it still gets the job done, what are people going to say? They cannot radiate a place. They're not going to do that. They're not going to Hiroshima a place. They're not going to drop mass radiation on a place. They're way beyond that in terms of technology. There's no need for that unless they want to do it. They have high yield, low radiation fallout bombs specifically made for this, and they haven't used none of them. Now, what we have used is a ton of missiles, and some people are saying that we're running out of missiles. This was actually leaked, saying that the war is it's like lost. And then Trump got pissed. Let me see here. What's this next one? All right, this shows that Iran struck multiple targets also in the Straits of Hormuz. This thing's not over, man. And here we go. Hegseth gets hammered from Trump on arms supply. So these two apparently got a heated argument. And when they did, someone overheard it, and you're not supposed to be talking about that. Sorry about that. And make sure something was right there. So, when this gets out, Trump basically has a hissy fit. It makes him look bad because any word of us not having enough weapons makes you look stupid. Like, what are you doing? Like, why would you be in a war at this point and not have enough ammunition? Like, what's going on here? Well, he got into this huge back and forth with Hegseth, and people that were in the room that overheard it, well, somebody leaked it. They've been leaking. Someone's been leaking all types of stuff. It could be multiple people, and it's driving them crazy. Now, to be fair, like, you shouldn't have leakers in any situation. But, I mean, for us, for our sake, I'm glad there is. We wouldn't be knowing these things. People wouldn't be knowing the truth. So, one guy gets caught and thrown under the bus. They're trying to say here, effective immediately, the Department of War has revoked former Secretary of Air Force Frank Kendall's eligibility for access to classified information and his ability to hold any sensitive position. This follows his unauthorized disclosure of classified information. It goes on to say more, but that's pretty much the gist of it. In that one guy has been taken down. Now, will he go to jail for a long time and all this and that? I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Trump was threatening. Will there be more leaks? I don't know. I would say probably, yeah. Let's look at Saudi Arabia real quick because they have a play in this. Saudi Arabia is talking about taking a route all the way around Africa. It will add $5 more per barrel. You see that's expensive, but worth it because it gets around Africa and into Asia when they should simply be coming out of the Straits of Tears and the Straits of Hormuz. You can't. It's completely shut down. Completely shut down. This is what the sheep out there just don't seem to get through their head. Like, this place is so bad that even our allies, Saudi Arabia, is going to have to go out and around the entire freaking continent of Africa because of this. It's because Houthis have turned it into the Strait of Tears. They're blasting vessels. They're sinking them. And they're like, dude, at this rate, Saudi Arabia can't get through. They have to go through this back way, up through the Suez Canal, or and up through Egypt, and then out through the Mediterranean and around the entire continent. Again, it adds $5 to the barrel, but at least they're getting it. But I just want you to know that that's how backed up and jammed up these two spots are right now. Saudi Arabia is our freaking ally right now, and they cannot even go like right there off the coast of their country and like straight into Asia. They cannot even enter the waterway. That is messed up. Well, they can't do it on the south tip because Oman and Yemen sit there. They don't have, Saudi Arabia doesn't have control all the way down there. They can only go off the east side or the west side and out one of the two straits. Saudi Arabia, though, locks in. I think this is important in terms of world war. They lock in a pact between themselves, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Pakistan. They sign an Islamic NATO type of defense pact, saying that if one gets hit, we all get hit. That we respond in kind. And that you should be prepared and militarily be strategizing like this. So Saudi Arabia gets hit, then Turkey should be called upon to send a missile flying toward Iran. Same with Pakistan. Very interesting because I like to see if it holds up. I think Saudi Arabia's got a high likelihood of getting hit if another round commences. And I think that there's a high likelihood of that because of Mr. Ego. He's walking us into war, man. Like, we're already there. I've said it many times. I've shown it. By definition, if you're going to look it up, what world war by definition is, we're in it. We're in it. The only thing is that people have in their mind nukes need to be there. Unfortunately, that's the last thing that happens. And it's endgame. And if it happens on you, you're done. A nuclear war is not going to be good, man. The hypersonic thing is already bad enough. Like, no one needs to be rolling out a nuke. But it can happen. And here on the home front, so that folks know, Cuba is getting dialed in. We already seen the blackouts. We already seen them kind of threaten the regime, the power there. Like, look, but U.S. intelligence assets are descending on the area. And what this means is, like, the CIA, all the boys that are on the ground to cause chaos are there. And they're probably hunting down, Russian and Chinese locations, to be honest with you. Am I being censored? What do you mean, Kenzo? What's going on? Let me stop. I'm stopping the stream right here, dude. For a second. What's up, Kenzo? Holler at me in the chat when you being censored. Like, what's going on? What's happened? There shouldn't be any stipulation. There shouldn't be any pulling from the feed. I'm just gonna go look at the logs later. So it's kind of ridiculous with this whole thing of people getting blocked and stuff. I'll just reduce the stream to just literally a couple mods, then if that's the case, and that'd be no offense to anybody else, but I'll reduce it down to a couple of the most active and trusted, and then expand it out from there until the problem disappears. Then I guess I'll know, huh? Then I guess I'll know. So anyhow, what's crazy is it could even be someone that's not even saying a word tonight. Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay. All good. All good. Tao says I've been blocked for a month or two now. Well, I see you. I didn't have to unblock you, so you must not have been blocked. If somebody gets blocked, like, I gotta unblock you. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. If that's the case, it could be YouTube. Who knows? I'm so censored anyway, man. It's ridiculous. No one should be getting censored unless they're threatening people. That's it. No one should be getting banned or blocked unless they're completely out of control, like trolling, obvious troll, or threatening someone. It's life. Period. Period. Times someone wants to go on a rant, they get timed out or something, but again, I don't care who it is. They will get the hammer. So China is betting AI, hypersonic missiles, and technology, quantum technology, will define the next era of warfare. I just feel like our lights are going to get put out. If you put our lights out here in the United States, the grid goes down, they win by default. They advance. That doesn't have to be big nuclear exchanges, doesn't have to be big old wars in the ocean around Taiwan, all this crap. Doesn't have to be nothing like that. It's one shot. And they've said this before. They're on record saying it. Why would we ever go tit for tat with the U.S. when it only takes one shot? One of their major generals said. One EMP would flatten the place and it's done. And it wouldn't stop at the border because the EMP would take out Canada, take out Mexico, all that. They're already in the lead of all this. When you look at the world, this is crazy. When you look at the world here, how they see us, the U.S. and China, it's not good. You see the higher approval goes to China. And what's crazy is it's people that you would call your neighbors or your allies have like completely done you in. Canada, Mexico. They favor China. Same with Colombia. And when you get down here, Chile, Peru, Spain, France, Germany, even the UK, Turkey, they all favor China. What is going on? South Africa, Pakistan, Thailand, Indonesia, Australia. We're smoked. They're leaning China. Like what? Like, we're done. You wonder why Hegseth and all of them are saying before that U.S. was retreating back to the Western Hemisphere. Well, outside of this whole front here, they're fighting against Iran and the Mediterranean and on the Straits. If it's looking like this ain't good. I mean, it's crazy. This place is a madhouse. On the last stream, I was talking about multiple influencers down in Mexico that's getting assassinated. The cartel's running chaos down there, doing whatever they want. I think at some point that Trump's going to come back home and try to deal with that with them. If you hit rewind and you go back to day one of the Trump administration, this time around, day one, he put an order on the books that said that we were in a state of emergency. So from day one, he had us in a state of emergency. The excuse was cartels. They have not exchanged heavily with the cartels yet. So I expect that to happen. I don't know how long this Iran thing can go. I mean, it can go for years. They really wanted to. Iran's showing that they can go on for some time, and the longer it drags on, to be honest, it favors them. It favors them because they've got cheap weapons that they can keep using. Arsenal, just keep supplying. And what that does is when we're spending millions on these big missiles every shot, it doesn't make any sense. Like, they're draining our bank account quicker than anything, because you got to keep reproducing these missiles that cost millions, and they're over here just making these cheapies that can do all kinds of damage. Chaos all over the place, right? Well, hey, yo, bro, drop a link to your channel, man. Anybody listening in? It's pretty wild how many people are showing up blocked here tonight. Let me tell you. So yeah, send me your link. Well, something's been going on. Every single stream that I've been launching for the past several months has been getting attacked in a weird way, which, 50 people getting chopped off the stream at a time. It's like anywhere, like they do it in cycles. Like it's either 20, they'll drop like 20, 25, or 50, like double it. It's like they got a 25 button or a 50 button where they just axe people off the stream. And it's been happening left and right over here. It's abnormal as it gets. I've been doing streaming for how many years, watching how it flows, the flow of everything. When you start to see abnormal things like that, even if you were to go over watch some other stream, like you will see normalcy, but not here. Here, out of nowhere, 50 people will get chopped off the stream, and I have people email me to say the same thing. Like, I don't know why. I have so many complaints about the technical end that I can't do nothing about. Only thing I can slightly do is check the situation on who's blocking who. So yeah, and like I said, end of the day, it's the fight we all fight. I salute all you guys out there. Fight the good fight. Sharing is caring all the time. I do appreciate it more than you know. And yeah, I'm might as well move into some final thoughts here tonight. Okay. Calm down, simmer, cooler. Cooler heads prevail. It's just odd to see. I don't know, man. I know why they do these things. They do it to try to censor and to break person and this and that. But I'm so seasoned in it that it's not going to break me. You can have to come kill me, you dumbass motherfuckers. If you ain't learned by now, it don't matter. And I don't care. You can do whatever. It doesn't matter. Your dumbass will stay stuck in the soul trap. I'm out. And if you want to help me exit quicker, that's on you. But I'm out and I'm not coming back in here. And I'm earning my way out. I'm not doing low level, low energy, low life things like you that will keep you stuck here. Quantum, thank you so much. From the 228. I got a phone call from somebody here recently that I haven't even seen here. It was warning me about some of these things that I'm seeing here tonight, which is quite odd. I'm gonna throw it all on the scales. Whatever happens, happens. And no offense to any of the mods out there, if I have to hit a reset button, most of you know, I know some of you are diehards, like D White right there, D Wizzle. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if I got to reset down like 1 or 2 and work my way back out, like I said, I'll do that. But hey, we shouldn't even be talking about it. If you suspect something or anything, just let me know. Like somebody already has. That's what's weird about it. That's just really weird about it. So, it always seems kind of petty to me. I got time here to reach you. I should be talking about very important key things here, which we did. We covered all the news for the night by the top of the hour. So it gives me time to check the chat and get some final thoughts and see what happens here. Just reading real quick. Hey, Deanne, much love. I sometimes people's actions give them away, though, you know. So I sit back and I watch. Yeah, I just put the feelers on it, and just it's all it takes. It's all it takes. I don't know. I think I already do know. So, anyhow, no need to be caught up on that. Man, my God, Monica, I can't thank you enough for that. It's come through like $100 super chat. That's nuts. You're coming through hard tonight, man. Like, I know you said you hadn't had a chance to come through, but man, you coming through tonight. Like, I appreciate that more than you know. Really, I do. Some of the same people all the time are always, supporting. And I feel bad about that. And I wish I could give back like a chest and all those things, but everyone that steps up, it just leaves me speechless sometimes. I appreciate it. I appreciate it more than you know. I tell you what I am so sick of are fake people in this world. I can't take much more of it, period. And that's a fact. I just don't resonate with it at all. Yeah, so much love. Thank you for that again. Reading chat here again, trying to catch up on some stuff. Much love to everybody on all platforms. Anyone listening over on Rumble, over on TikTok, maybe Facebook. I think it's where I'm live tonight. Throw a couple things out there. If I add back in X as a live stream, please don't share it. I know it sounds crazy because I should be wanting every share possible at this point. I'm so censored. But the reason I say it is because if I do go live on X and people share the X link, anytime it's in my notification feed, which I go, because like it gives me a notification that you shared the stream, then I'll go and I'll reshare it. And I reshare anyone that reshares my YouTube link. I try to reshare it. Like Kev Bar, Hoodie, Tacos, D White, all you guys that always kick out my YouTube link, I try to reshare that. But if it's the X link, the audio is always playing on it, and it's always playing, and it screws the stream up. It's always playing, even if the audio is off. Like it's always playing. Like, so if I got to refresh it or go to my X feed, which I'll do right now. Might as well pull it up. It just makes my system, the computer, work harder. You see how the YouTube's just sitting there? See how the YouTube, see how Bullion, and much love Bullion. That's what I do right there. I repost it just like that. You see how it's not playing? The YouTube link is not playing. Well, that's cool. The X links, if I keep scrolling, if X was on here, it's playing no matter what. And it just makes the system, the computer, work harder. And I found out that those little things can screw up a stream. So for anyone who's going to stream in the future, make note. All those things count when you're trying to hold down a good stream. Remember, like, they've hit me. Let's just go back over some things here. What they've put me through here just in the past year or so. They have well, now we're on to the fact that they're shaving people off in chunks, which is proven. It's a fact now. I just don't know if it's YouTube Restream. But over on OBS, they were completely disconnecting the stream. Remember? You still always have to fight. There was a disconnect. It would buffer. It would go out. It buffer, all that. It doesn't happen like that anymore over here. We have some glitch every now and then, maybe a little glitch or so, but not like that. It was a constant on OBS. That's why I had to leave. And what's crazy is that once I got back on Restream for a while, I realized that I left Restream for a reason, to go to OBS, because they were screwing me around. And it's like you have nowhere to run. If you guys know of any other good service in this department, let me know, because I would like to test them out, try them out, get out from underneath OBS and Restream both. If I had something new, breath of fresh air, let's see how it works. Yeah, I much love. Thank you so much, Deanne, for the coffees, for the comment, all the hard work, all the love, all the prayers, all the time. Everybody. Good to see everybody out there. Paul, Mary, Miss Brady's Ghost. Get some of you ain't seen you in a while, man. Tao, it's just nuts. Mr. AC, Austin, Texas is back. Survival mode. Much love. So, let me scroll here real quick before I shut it down and check out a couple things on the feed. See if anything stands out here. U.S. oil imports from Saudi Arabia fall to zero for the first time in 40 years. That's nuts. With everything going on, I always watch for the petrodollar. That's what keeps our dollar strengthened. You can see also over on my feed more weather warfare, drought, all across the place. Big time. I don't see that easing up. The battle against flock cameras is major right now. If it's going down your neck of the woods, fight it, step up, be a part of it. Data centers, flock cameras, top of the list right now. You should be out there fighting against it no matter what. And I told you about copper earlier. Copper is trading above $6.70 a pound, hitting an all-time high. This does not bode well given the Fed's decision to not raise interest rates and to open up monetary spigots even more to keep Japan from selling treasuries. Because Japan's market in the yen, which is, I know that this stuff can get boring, but it's important. And Japan's market's in a crazy spot. We're waiting to start to see global markets capitulate. When they all start to go down, that is the reset. That's the reset they've been waiting for. Okay, so it's got to start somewhere. I would stack precious metals left and right. Much love, Kenny G, Lauren, everybody shared tonight, man. Kev Bar, silver, gold, copper, anything you get your hands on, man. And again, here's the thing: we're going to have to send oil prices up again. What? How? Why? Because there's only one reason. Dropping bombs. Dropping bombs. I just get ready, man. It's I'd be prepared for this extended war front. I don't think it's gonna end anytime soon, man. Again, much love. October Rains, Monty. Everybody out there fighting all the fight, all the OGs. You guys have been around for a minute, man. Some of you guys have been around for a minute. it's refreshing and good to see some of you guys. Man, you guys been coming through tonight. I'll tell you that. I appreciate it more than you know. I don't know if it's a late one there on DN right there in that chat, but I feel like I owe you guys a little more time than this. Especially as people come in and dropping big super chats. We'll give you your money's worth, right? I tell you what, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna shut the door real quick. Hold on, give me a second. Big cat won't shut up. And I'll be right back. All right, go. I'm all over the chat. That's what I'm watching right now, man. Just trying to chime in. Or what? All right, hold on a second. You see, this is something. This is some juicy here. And Monty's not even here tonight. I don't believe he surprised me popping in on the last one. I was saying earlier, Dabu, about when Monty called Fauci's wife at 2 a.m. thinking it was his phone. And we've been around this a few times, 15, 20. I didn't know he did that. But that's... yeah. I wish you would have seen that. Like, I follow him. If he did that, it didn't pop up in my feed. It's just garbage, man. How censored everything is. Like, I specifically follow him. You think if something like that happened, he pops it out, like, pumps it out there. I'd see it in the feed. No, I don't. It pisses me off. But yeah, that's nuts. He calling Fauci's wife's phone. Fauci's phone or wife's phone. That would have been an interesting one. Very interesting one. Just the questions he would have asked and everything else. Spear been lurking. Look at you. Look at you. Been lurking out there, man. It's always good to have my two Area 51 cats in the chat at the same time. rips, cannons, salutes to both of you. Hope all is well with you. Again, cannons, I seen you down there on a jet ski with some Jaguars players. I was like, what are you doing? Where's he at? I got family down there in Florida too, so I'm down there sometimes. Was wondering where he was at. I would like to see some of you guys again before it's all over with. That's for sure. Somehow, some way. Nothing but love, Sparrow. Yeah, man, you guys are hanging here to the end all the time. I mean, it's much love. We want to run out of stories. All I can ever think of here is to just dive into the deep stuff, but I don't know what you guys want to hear. Silver, copper, there's plenty of it floating wild. Well, there's all right, well, I guess I'll talk on this here. I don't buy that one, D-White, that they're evil. Cats are evil, to be honest with you. By no means. I actually believe that they ward off. And not some maybe ward off, but they definitely let me know they're there. They can see things in the rooms that I can't. So when they're operating in that capacity, I take notice. You know, ever see a cat staring at nothing in the corner of a room? Kind of signaling something's there. That's all real. What's crazy is I also read something on cats out of the Sumerian text on how they were specifically designed for that. They were made for that. To see, their eyes were made different for that. The hell was that noise? What in the world is going on? Sorry about the distractions. Got stuff going on around me. Like what is going on? 11:11. All right, let's get it right there. 11:11. Much love, everybody out there. I'll say this final piece on metals. We kept talking about a cat so much, I think one broke into the room, busted my door down. I think that's what it was. Copper. You can copper's key. Okay, this applies to different things. I'm gonna tell you different metals, different just different things, like different anything out there needs to be cleansed. Like, would you wear the same clothes like every day, like all the time? That you're gonna clean, you need to cleanse certain things, and anything that you're using to amplify your signal needs cleansed as well. This could pertain to the pineal gland as well, because it's so calcified. It needs cleansed. It's so hardened most people by the age of 10 that you need to spend some time to decalce it if you want to work proper anyway, because it's just the way that it's going here. But with copper, I told you earlier how it's got an antibacterial property. It also helps with blood flow. This is it's been proven. So if you were to wear like a copper bracelet or whatever, it will help with blood flow. These things are proven with what it does. And like when I tell you can put it in a swimming pool and replace the filter. And people have algae in the pool and this and that. Put it in there for a week. It'll do its thing. Now, different processes do different things. But all I'm trying to hit at here is the cleansing part of it. Because if you get copper and you want to make something to amplify your energy and help steer clear the archons and jinn around you, you need to fasten it in the correct way. And you need to do it and set the right intention on it. And when you do this, you cleanse it the right. Some call it a pickle bath. Your copper, you can do just a salt water bath as well. It draws out all the negative stuff out of it. And if you give it a pickle bath, it'll also give it this brilliant glow to the copper, to the tone of it. Well, if you form this by hand, an amulet to put over your heart, on your chest, this is where it works best, because that is where the energy out of all your chakras emanates out from. Okay? The heart chakra is key. So people just are oblivious to this stuff and just want to ignore it. You can change a lot. Like I just said, these metals have properties that other people were like, no way that copper can kill bacteria. Well, the ancients, drinking out copper cups and all this other stuff, and there's a reason. It's real. It may seem magical to some, and they can't wrap their head around it, but it's real. It has real properties. It has real amplification to it. And when applied the right way, it can help you in the right way. So, in more ways than one. This is also why, colloidal gold, colloidal silver, and things, it's a real thing that people eat and consume in small amounts in the body, because we do consume. And there's no other better conductor out there that you're going to find also outside of the copper as well. Copper's key. Some would say, well, if it's so key, why do they let it be so abundant? Well, I think it's because of the Most High. Once you find out the properties to so many things, he made sure that people had a chance to get their hands on it. But even in this day and age, as I said earlier, it's at an all-time record high. And this isn't going to work. If you're trying to do everything that I'm telling you with the energy, with copper, it's not going to work if you're using copper that has, for instance, a nickel mixed in, or because some of that makes brass and makes different alloys. Like, you can't have anything in it. It's got to be like 9999. It's got to be pure. And that's all I mess with anyway. Because I do smelting. When I'm smelting out silver and gold, trying to make rounds, I'm trying to do this and that. And like Taco's messing with too. Taco's taking it a step further. He's making all the jewelry and all this stuff. Like, it's awesome. But you start to work with the metals, you'll see it's just better when it's finer, to me. And I like rolling with the real deal, and that's what you need anyway. And there's just something too, I can't explain it. There's just something to pouring a whole bunch of rounds of silver, pure silver, in making little rounds, little 5 gram rounds, like I did, and backing them all up. Like, if you dump them out, if you put them in your hand, if you just hold it, there's just something to it. You can feel it. And it's the same thing with copper, the pure. You can feel it. And if you have problems with blood flow and things like that, you'll be amazed. You'll be shocked. A difference it can make for the right people. For the right people. You could be dealing with something like I'm dealing with, a big mystery, and not do nothing for you. But in terms of healing, blood flow, killing off bacteria, doing things like that. And I want to throw out there, someone was saying the other day about the water machines. The way to go. I agree, but you have to add the mineral back into it, because it'll be lacking that when you're just taking it out of the air. All the mineral it gets out of the earth naturally. If you're not pulling it from the earth, you're just pulling it out of the air. It's going to be lacking some of those things. So if you're just drinking that water all the time, there's certain things that you're going to need to add to it mineral wise, so that it's healthy for you, right? So you need to know these things. They're all good, man. Copper, silver, 99.99 copper is at $6.62 an ounce. Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's moving. Yeah, I hope you guys are invested in the precious metals. All I can say here in the end. We may be heading for liftoff right now. I think it all falls on the shoulders of the war again. But I keep stacking, guys. Keep stacking. And just keep stacking. That's all I could say. Keep stacking. All these little pullbacks, any ones that you see, I'd be buying. And I wish you luck. I'll see you at the top. That's what I could say. I see you at 120 and beyond, because that's where it's going to go. And I don't even know what's to be said up there. What's to be said at that point? Like, we hit 120 again. It's almost like everyone's in a frenzy, and we're feeling good, but like, what is there to say? Like, I'm definitely not going to tell you buy now. Don't FOMO in then. Not at the top. You missed it. Anyone trying to get in at the top, get in part of the party, it's a party that you're not a part of then. If you want to be a part of it, you got to be in now. It doesn't happen picking it up at 80 or 90 or anything like that. Or you can't celebrate the big game. Let's put it that way. The big dog. This is a double from 60 to 120. You just got a double. God just gave you a gift. Those with patience. You just bought down here at the 50s, mid 50s, upper 50s, 60s. As soon as we hit a new high in silver and metals, you've doubled your money that quick. And it will happen this time around quick. Last time we were giving, a 10-year window. And I'm still giving a 10-year window, because you should. You should have goals and benchmarks. But if something hits it sooner, oh well, that's great. That's great. You're making money sooner. So I don't know of a better way. A safer way, I would say, because all the markets are garbage. You can actually hold the gold and silver and copper and all the metals in your hand, even precious stones, diamonds, whatever it is, sapphires, rubies, all of it. It's all going to gain in value. And I'd say the metals more so than anything, but gold's the king. Never forget it. Gold's driver, and it drives everything else. So I'll end tonight by asking the Most High in heaven to be with us, to reach out and heal anyone out there that needs it, to bless anyone needing those blessings. Monica, can't thank you enough, man. Coming through there again with another. Some of you coming through. Thank you so much. Thank everybody out there for all the support, for all the prayers, for sharing, it's caring, and for helping others. Anyone out there that takes the time to help others, that's fighting a good fight. That's what this is all about in the end. Trying to reach people and wake people up and get you to know, man, there's a way out of here, but it's by the, to me, we should all be fighting the good fight by doing good deeds all the time, as much as possible, because that's what you have to show for. That's what you have to show when it's all said and done. You can make, look, this is what I spent my life doing, trying to do good deeds for people. And I think that right there speaks enough. It's walking the righteous path. And I think that is, it says a lot. Here's one for you. I'll leave you on this as well. It's interesting because this comes from the Egyptian Book of the Dead, one that most people don't associate with other things, but I try to read all things so I know the truth, so I know everything. You can never be all-knowing if you are afraid to know something. So you should never be afraid to know it. It's if you know all the evil that you're doing, you don't want to go applying witchcraft or anything like that, right? Well, you just don't do that. That's another test upon you. Do you have the will to not do it? This is all a test. Okay, so, and if you don't, you're like, oh, I don't think I have the willpower. Well, then you're never going to you're not going to advance till you do. Okay? The Egyptian Book of the Dead states that there's like one or two things that happen. Like when you exit here. Primarily. That you exit and you move on your own toward the scales, the feather of truth, toward judgment, basically. Or it says specifically, those that walked the righteous path in life will have, and it makes mention of someone that will accompany them, an entity that will accompany them. And some revert back and say this may be Anubis is talking about and all this other stuff and wild stuff. It basically says two paths. That the righteous, you won't be lost. You will have someone, so you call it Jesus. You believe in Jesus, the Most High, the Messiah. Well, that's the man that's going to walk you in front of the Most High. That's who you believe in, right? Well, Jesus wasn't on this earth when these things were written in Egypt. At that point, it's so old. But they're saying that you will have those that walk the righteous path. It says it. You will have someone accompany you, with you, to go in front of judgment, to like go before you like a lawyer, like someone to represent you, someone that is there for you instead of you going on your own. And how is it even possible? It all falls back to righteousness again. The only way out is in. The only way out is righteousness, man. I've told you, it's shown time and time again. Even the Egyptian Book of the Dead stated it. I thought that was amazing and that you should know it. And it's pretty wild. And it shows proof right there that those that walk righteous, you're gifted. It goes on to say in all these scriptures, those people basically have, only way I can say is you have Jesus, you have someone with you when you go before God, instead of nothing. So I don't know. See it how you want, take it how you want. I thought it was interesting that it even mentioned it, that the fact that if someone actually put in the work in this life and they put in the deeds of being good, that when you die, like someone, like there's a treat, there's a favor, there's someone extra there for you, to help you, to protect you. You're not just on your own. You're not just lost. You're anything like that. I thought that was rather interesting. So, in Jesus' name, amen. Yeshua, Jesus, I'm gonna fight for people on the name. You guys just know it's the Most High. And all praise. I thank you all for your prayers, for everything, man. Thank you. I hope you have a good weekend. Be loving, be light, be legendary, be the change that you seek. And as I always say, if the Lord doesn't come in or return in the coming days, I look to see you here next time for some Underground World News Live Monday night. Again, much love. God bless everyone. Much love, Dixie Breeze.